May the Force be with you, Star Wars fans. Today is my review of The Mandalorian season finale, episode 8, titled Redemption. First, I want to talk about the fact that poor baby Yoda was brutalized by those two stormtroopers at the beginning of the episode. They were played by Jason Sudeikis and Adam Pally. And let me tell you, baby Yoda fans were angry. Not gonna lie, I was furious too and surprised the poor baby wasn't knocked out by the hits and punches. I've included a link in the description to an article if you want to see how other fans reacted. Now, what I loved about the episode first, I really loved IG, played by Taika Waititi. He got to play the Savior twice. As anyone watching will tell you, Mando was very much opposed to droids. Or was it 3 times? I think it was 3 times. I think he was the Savior 3 times. As anyone watching will tell you, Mando was very much opposed to droids in the beginning, even going so far as to shoot IG when it was still a bounty hunter. Well, all of that changes when Mando sees how well IG takes care of the child and even saves the day as it comes to the city. IG takes out lots of stormtroopers and helps Greef, Cara, and Mando, who were pinned down. I'll discuss the other time IG saves the day. But the very first time he saved the day on the episode was just getting the baby away from the stormtroopers, because they were going to probably do more experiments on him or something. So the Imperial officer who's in charge of the stormtroopers is Moff Gideon, and Mando knows who he is. Apparently, Gideon was there when the Empire purged Mandalore, and that's how he knows Mando's real name is Din Djarin. This is also when we find out that Jarm was a family and was rescued by a Mandalorian from the Empire's murderous droids. And we get to see Din Djarin without his helmet. IG had to take it off to treat him for his injury, and since IG is not a living person, Djarin is still observant of his creed. Also, that's the other thing about this episode. It cleared up that Mandalorian isn't a race, it's a creed, which I had seen being mentioned around on the internet, but I wasn't for sure because I've only played one video game and haven't read hardly any of the novels. Like, I've read one novel, and that was from the new expanded, or the new Disney takeover of Lucasfilm. So all the other novels don't apply, but I do plan on reading them sometime soon. Look out to see if I do any reviews. Okay, so getting back to it. The other thing I loved about this episode, of course, is baby Yoda, who saved the day by stopping a flamethrower's ball of flames and throwing it back to the stormtrooper who wielded the flamethrower. There's even an adorable scene where Greef wants the baby to do the magic hand thing, and baby Yoda just waves at him and coos. It's adorable. The scene where Mando finds the armor of the fallen Mandalorians is especially sad, and we find out from the armorer, played by Emily Swallow, that the imps came and wiped out the covert after they helped Din Djarin escape with the baby. It was a really interesting scene because we found out that Djarin is bound by creed to take the child and get him back to his people because he's too young to be a Mandalorian. So remember my prediction from my review up to episode 7? Yeah, that Mando would be in search of the child's parents for season 2. I was totally right. The armorer declared Din Djarin and the child a clan of 2, and honestly, that was the cutest thing ever. Djarin is officially a Dadalorian. If you don't know that reference, it's really self-explanatory. You just put Dad instead of Mando, and then Lorian, and then you go. Finally, the other time when IG saved the day, choosing to sacrifice by blowing himself up and the stormtroopers with his self-destruct was an emotional scene. But all was not over, and Moff Gideon was after Djarin, Cara, Greef, and the baby in the TIE fighter, but Mando defeated him, it seemed like. Except, no. Moff Gideon wasn't dead, and he was wielding the Darksaber, which had belonged to the Mandalorian Jedi Tar Vizsla and supposed to belong to the ruler of Mandalore. So Moff probably stole it during the purge. I'll include a link to the article where I got this information. I really liked the season finale. We found out a lot, not just of Mando's name, Din Djarin, but also the fact that Moff knew everybody on Djarin's side, even Cara, and that he has the Darksaber. Since Gideon isn't dead, he'll be looking for Djarin and the child. Well, that's it for me today. I'll be eagerly awaiting season 2 in the fall, and I'll see you back here on this channel for the premiere of the Obi-Wan show in a few months. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe, and may the Force be with you.